Everybody. It's Colleen Watson again from Century Plant Publishing. I'm so excited that you came back for episode 2 of the Blooming Journal Live. I'm so excited to do this series with you. We're going to be doing it till the end of the year, so you got lots of chances to join in and get to know me a little bit better and connect. And so today, what I thought I'd do is I thought I would tell you a little bit more about me so that we would get to know each other a little better. And I thought I'd do this through an interesting mode called What's in a Name, which is does my company have such an unusual name? Why Century Plant Publishing? Well, there is a story, and that story tells you a little bit more about me, so I thought I'd share it today. So originally, I began my life as a writer, more as an author. So I do have a couple of books. They have not been published yet. I got a grand idea and it's a trilogy and I'm still working on it. But it is coming. I swear to God, it's going to happen. But I thought I was ready to consider publishing my first one. And I decided, looking at the metrics and everything, that I wanted to self publish. And so I did a lot of research on self publishing, librarian, we research things. And one of the things they said was when you're going to publish on Amazon, and there's a lot of self published authors out there, they recommended that you create a publisher. So it looked like somebody else published you rather than publishing under Colleen Watson. So I did. So I decided, okay, I had to do that. And where did Century Plant come from? Well, here's something you need to know about me if we're going to go forward, which is I love musical theater. Love it, love it, love it. I've started listening to all kinds of soundtracks to shows that I've seen that I haven't seen again recently, and it just kind of reinforces that. But around the time I was figuring out, there was a movie that came out. It was a movie about a summer camp for theater kids in high school, and it was called, appropriately enough, Camp. If you haven't seen it, it's really delightful. But it is, all about the drama of the theater kids and how, putting on a show, the theatricality of what goes on behind the scenes, especially when you have hormonal teenagers and blah, blah, blah. But part of the plot line was that they have the old guard come in, somebody, who has a name and be the teacher for the summer. And it was somebody who'd had a big show 10, 15 years ago and hadn't done anything since. And he'd like devolved into drinking. And the kids find a bunch of his songs that he had written but hadn't done in a show. And they decide what they want to do for the end of the summer show. That's their big finale, is they want to do a whole medley of all of these songs. And one of the songs is called The Century Tree. Okay, so welcome to live stuff. The phone goes off. Sorry about that. But the Century Tree, the tagline for it, the chorus is, "Hey, do you want to come out and play the game? It's never too late." I was in my 40s. Society doesn't always give women in their 40s great messages, and that really spoke to me. So I decided to call my company Century Plant after the song. Then I actually did a little bit more research into century plants themselves. Century plants are real plants. They are a cactus. They're one of the agave cactuses, that grows up from the floor and these big leaves. But they live about 40 years. They're not a century, but people they live a long time. But the beautiful thing about a century plant is around the 30th year, so towards the latter half of its life, all of a sudden a bloom shoots up like 30 feet in the air and just blossoms into this beautiful orange yellow set of flowers. And I love the fact that century plants, like me, were late bloomers. And so it just seemed perfect for my company. So that is how Century Plant Publishing came to be. Now, when I started my current company as a creative business writer, I had set up the LLC and all of that good fun stuff and kept it up to date, even though I hadn't published the book yet. Um, but you know, to keep it in good standing was $10 a year. It wasn't a big deal, and so it didn't make sense to me to create a whole new thing and keep it up when I currently had an LLC already established. So even though it kind of the publishing part doesn't sound really great, and I'm, technically it's Century Plant is what I tend to call it. We are Century Plant Publishing, and that is how my company got my name. I hope it gives you a little hint of who I am. Um, and I would love it if you came back tomorrow. Now, don't forget, I do have my freebies at centuryplantpublishing.com/freebies. There are two free things that you can download today. And also, you can make an appointment with me. There's my Calendarly at Century Plant. They are both in the show notes. So if you didn't get it down, don't panic. And go ahead and download today my freebies today and hopefully make an appointment. And remember, rock stars, it's never too late to bloom. We'll see you tomorrow.